Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's Steve Poderski here. It's August 24th, and doing a live thing. Again, not live, I guess. I was supposed to, but I'm not. It's too nice out. And this is the only way I could get to Cape Breton this year. I've had some serious family issues with illness. I'm not going to get into all the details of it. My sister, Marg, for those of you that are seeing this that know me and know of my family, she's doing well. She had an operation and she's doing well. And other things are going along as best as can be. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I said I would, and I've promised people to do it. I would prefer to be down here. This is Cape Breton Island, and this is where my love is, my home, my family, my grandchildren, my daughter, my friends and family. And I was born and raised there. I love the place. But I'm not going to get into all the details of that because now I live in Toronto area. Quite staggering what's going on up here. I mean, houses here like little bungalows that people pay 100,000 for down there. They're selling for $1 million here. It's insane what's going on. I see two couples with $3,500 and $4,000 a month mortgage payments. Can you imagine that one? You know, when I was a young man, $300 a month was a high mortgage payment. So I'm old. I'm 64 the end of November, so I'm almost there. But I'm not getting into I don't feel old. I don't act old. I don't behave old. At least I hope I don't. And that's not why I'm doing this call or this video. I wanted to share some stuff, and a lot of you who know me have seen me doing some of these speaking things that I do and have done over the millennia. 40, well, I think I started in 1976, 77, and still to this day I'm doing such things. And I've been involved in the direct sales, network marketing, retail sales, selling of any type, any way, anyhow, and training salespeople, teaching salespeople, selling products, network marketing, MLM, LMNOP, QR. And I've spent the majority of my life trying to not do things, believe it or not. And most people find that hard to imagine because I'm sure you have all been approached by people like me, and it may have been by me, but be that as it may, um, none of those folks are trying to get you to do something you don't want to do, but they are, you know that, because I use this analogy and I'm going to use it again today. But let's say that there was a 500,000 drills sold in Canada last year. I don't know if that's a true estimate. However, nobody wanted a drill. They only wanted the hole. The drill was the tool to make the hole. And that's why they did it. And nobody wants to do more work. They want to do less work. I've always been one who tried to do less work. Life from 0 to 72, 73 years old, if you do the math, 365 days a year is 25,500 days. So if you spend a third of your life working for someone else and you spend a third of your life sleeping, that means that you don't have a lot of days to actually live your life. And out of that time that you're awake, you're going to the washroom, you're feeding, you're doing the, you know, things that you have to do to live, cleaning the floor, washing the dishes, mowing the lawn, doing all those events. And now, I just read an article this morning or this afternoon or yesterday, I don't recall, and it was saying that most people are working in their a lot of people today, and this is in the U.S., that are working in their 80s because they ran out of money. They all of a sudden, there's a 90-year-old, he's working at a hardware store. He's can't be a cashier, so he's stocking shelves and bagging and doing things like that. And I don't know if that's you down the road. I don't know what your plan A, B, C, and D is. Maybe you've made all the right choices, and you've come into Toronto back 25 years ago and bought a house for 100 grand, sold it for $1 million, and moved back east, and now you can live well. I don't know what you've done or haven't done. I hope so. I hope you've done that, because if not, I hope you have a plan B. Um, A lot of people, they think it's their retirement savings or their pension plans. I'm watching what's going on in the U.S., which is disturbing in itself to me. But like seeing, like they're going to, if President Trump gets in, he's considering um, taking a look at their entitlement programs, which is their Medicare, Medicaid, and the Social Security. We call it old age pension and like universal health care here in Canada. And I'm not going to get into politics because I don't want to do that. However, what I do understand is that as we get older, we see is this will be my third shot at a recession, and hopefully we don't get through it. Like I don't want to see it, and because things go badly for people. Things go really bad. They lose a lot of the stuff, their jobs. Yes, it's a bad thing when your neighbor's laid off, but when you get laid off, it's a depression. I heard one of the guys say that the other day. I heard it back when I was a young man. I can remember in the 70s when I was working with Atomic Energy, and I also had, a plan B, a side action, whatever you want to call it. And I can remember the guys, their interest rates went up to 19.5%. Like their mortgage payments went through the roof. And so there was friends that I'd worked with for quite a few years that were about to lose their properties and their homes and their cottages and their boats and their toys and the things that they were able to accumulate at that time. And those days have come and gone in the Western world. And I know some of the people that'll be watching this are in various parts of the world. So, because I do have friends that are in Australia and New Zealand and in Europe and in England, which is of course part of Europe, but overseas. And there I have organizations that are down in Africa and Malaysia and Indonesia, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the reason why is because years ago, I listened to something. I didn't believe it. Don't ever get me wrong. And I'm not asking you to believe me or put your faith in me because a lot of times it's going to my friends and family. Once I get this discovered, I'll have a fan page where I can not bore you with this stuff. But for those, I only really look for people like me. And what I mean by that is people that want to, have a little extra. Not whatever your living is providing you with, but a little extra. And it's not like my sponsor's been a multimillionaire for many years, and his is making huge. These are professional, hardworking, like 10 and 12 hours a day from morning to evening. They work. I would not call what they do part-time. And what they do is make a lot of money. Chuck's making over 40 grand a month. Rick is making about 120 grand a month. And then John, who is next to the company, is over 100 grand a week. That's a lot of coin, especially in US dollars compared to Canadian, if those of you that know that. So I'm not here to pitch that. Okay, I want you to understand. A year and a bit ago, I think it was in May, when Chuck got a hold of me, he said, Steve, like, I know what you can do. And I said, thank you. I appreciate the belief and all that stuff. And I am looking for people like me that want to do more. But I said, I'm not really into it. I'm old now. I just, my priorities have changed. I just want to have enough, like make a living, have enough. And I see all these people that are, losing their work and job. And recessions are the worst times for most people. And so I've said, okay, well, maybe I'll get a little more serious about this, because not only can I protect my own way of life and the people I care about, but I can also lose some weight, maybe be around and enjoy it with them. That was my main priority, because that's when he got my attention. I could lose weight. And I have lost like 57 pounds, and I gained back like 17, 18 pounds. Now I'm down another 4 pounds over the last week, less than a week. And that's all I'm going to talk about there. But I was not looking for something, okay? But if you're in the market or you've ever thought of being self-employed, it's not as easy as you think. You have to work. This is not get something for nothing type of work. You have to work. This is what I'm doing, is work. I mean, what we do here is just talk to people, share products or services or ideas, and by creating a distribution system through word of mouth, WOM or word of mouth. I mean, all marketing companies do it. Like Walmart is closing 17 stores. Starbucks is closing 150 stores next year. That's, I watch this stuff. And these people have been on an expansion grade going exponentially like this. Now, now they're into that start. And that's the way all businesses go. Remember I told you they have a startup. There's 4 stages of business. And I'm not going to go into all those details. I can help you with that stuff. And if you ever get involved in these type of work that I do, the first thing they tell you is, talk to your warm market, your friends, your family. Yeah, well, they get tired of listening to what you're doing at this point in time. And yeah, that's good. It's good for you. I'm not into it. I can't be you. I don't want to be like you. And I get that, truly. And I don't take anything from it badly. I just understand it because nobody wants to be like anyone else. I don't want to be like anyone else. I just want to be like me. You know, I've never anticipated ever wanting to be like anyone else. I just want to live life according to the way I have to live it, based on every day above ground is a good day to me. I'm thankful for every day. And do I want more? No. If you're not happy with what you got, then you got everything you need. I'm happy with everything I have. I saw a sign that I really loved the other day, and it was a no soliciting sign, and it said, you know, no, I know who I'm voting for. There is no soliciting here. I found Jesus. I know who I'm voting for, so I don't need to be, unless, seriously, unless you're giving away beer, I don't need anything. And you may feel like that now. You've probably been approached by thousands, especially today with online and automation, what's going on. I was down to a grocery store today and I had to go through a cashier. And of course, they're trying to direct me to the self-cash, and I won't go because they don't want to put those people to work. They're going to be able to work soon enough. They don't realize it. Maybe they do, but they have no choice. They have to train people to herd into those areas because it's more convenient. AI is doing this. All these cars and trucks that are going to be self-driving, think about the truck driving industry. Where are those guys going to work, and gals? Where are they going to work at? If they, spent their life being truckers. Young lady who's been a trucker since her father put her in a truck, 40 years ago or 50 years ago. And again, the guy who's been trucking, his father was a trucker, he was a trucker. I mean, when these vehicles are actually going to drive themselves, and it's coming. I mean, I remember when Amazon was a bookstore online, no one saw that happening. I remember when you didn't buy coffee at Tim Hortons, you bought it at Woolworths, or at the grocery store. They had a little deli, you bought coffee there. There wasn't coffee shops everywhere. It wasn't that way. Life is evolving and it's changing. And I hope you have a plan B. If you're not already, past that age, where you're not going to have to worry about life and the government taking care of you. You've already set it up so you can take care of yourself. Because the government, these entitlements, they call it, they're not entitlements here in Canada. We paid CPP and we paid for old age pension. That wasn't an entitlement. We every paycheck they took money from us. That's the way it works. And now when it's time to get it, they're taking it away. I can see what's going on up here in Ontario. It's going to happen all across our Canada. It's going to happen through the Western world. And I'm sorry to say, I hope you're prepared for it. And I'm not here to scare you. I'm just here to inform you. Now, what can you do? I don't know. One of the things I do is not worry about it because, there's always a solution. There's always a solution. And that's the key to what being involved in anything is. If you really got to do something other than what you're doing now, then look for something that solves a problem. It's a consumable that everybody's going to use. Because when a recession hits, it's the things that the wants that are not going to be bought. The needs will be. Like if you're a person who eats chocolate, you're going to eat chocolate. If you drink coffee, you're going to drink coffee. If you like pizza, you're going to eat pizza. So that's why I got involved in the coffee and the chocolate business. I mean, there's other things, and it does help lose weight and all that stuff. But think about that. And the only reason I did that because, yeah, no one knows about it now. You're hearing about it, me rambling about it, and I'll give that a try. Well, you should try it because if you use one can, you'd lose 10, 15 pounds in probably a month if you did it, you know, first thing in the morning, have it with warm water. What I do is a minute and 20 seconds, a scoop of coffee, drink it. Don't eat for 90 minutes. Well, actually, I won't eat till afternoon. So it helps with the intermittent fasting part of that. And the other thing that I found that I stopped doing when I started to gain weight back was I wasn't watching things. I figured I could eat chips and bars. And so I just kept consuming that kind of stuff after I dropped my weight down. And I gained weight. Didn't even notice I did it. And I think people have heard me say this before. But so anyway, I'm finishing this. This is over. But I just wanted to say hi to everyone again. You know how to get me if you need me. And of course, I miss everybody down here. I miss everybody up in New Brunswick and my sister. I just want to give her a big shout out. I love her, and I hope she's feeling better today. And we'll be talking, of course. And for those of you that are my friends that know me from other ways, and me, especially in the business world, etc. Um, you know, every so often I've seen something. You know, like I can remember guys trying to get me involved in the cell phone business. Nah, not my bag. You know, other things that have gone on to make lots and lots of money. And I really like this, not because of anything other than all I do is do what I do every day, drink coffee, and tell people it works. And those that, I mean, I've got friends that have lost 40 pounds, several. You know, they talk about it. What? How'd you lose all the weight? You're never going to believe me if I told you. This, nah, you know, you got to be kidding me. No, I'm not. You should try it. Yeah. And then if it works for you, you'll tell others. Sure. If you tell others, they'll tell others, and they'll tell others, and they'll tell others, or not. It's entirely up to you. Anyway, I don't want to have it as a pitch. I just wanted no soliciting. I found Jesus. You know, unless you're giving away beer, yeah, nothing needed here. Okay. Anyway, wish you all the best. You know, getting close to the end of the season. And then it's back to the grind in Canada. Of course, the winter months are coming upon us. And for all you moms, the kids are going back to school. I know my daughter's a teacher and a mother, so and an author. And so the teacher on the end of her is probably thinking, I got to go back to work. Yeah, but the kids are going to go to school. So there's a yin and a yang there, I'm sure. Anyway, I love you, and I will be talking to you soon too, sweetheart, if you're watching this. Anyway, see you all later. Nice talking at you, and I hope everything's going fabulous for you. Bye now.